Good morning. Today we come to talk to you diversifying of the energy matrix with the implementation of vertical axis wind turbines in urban area of the Argentina. We are Enzo Acosta and Usinger Federico, students from the Paraná Regional Faculty. Next, Enzo will begin the presentation.
Today, the world is in the transition to renewable energies, seeking every day to accelerate its implementation. Worldwide, the percentage of renewable energy represents 13.70% of total energy in global energy matrix. In your particular case, Argentina has implemented various types of renewable energy, but not as the same extent as fossil fuels or nuclear energy, since only 11.33% of the energy generated in Argentina come from renewable sources. Specifically, if we talk about wind energy, only 8% of the energy in Argentina came from wind farms in 2021. Due to the later, it is expected that by 2035, this 8% will become 23% in the national energy matrix. In relation to the aforementioned national context and the overuse of fossil fuels, it's a new trend towards the implementation of low-power wind turbines appears worldwide, capable of operating with minimum winds of 2 meters per second. These turbines are called vertical axis wind turbines.
This work is related to the Unit National Sustainable Development Goals. Number 7 is called Affordable and Clear Energy. The SDG number 7 has 3 targets to be achieved by 2013. The first target established that countries must warrant more modern, low cost and good quality energy. The second target established to need increase the use of renewable energy globally in the comparison with fossil fuels. The last target focused on the doubling the overall rate of implementing in energy efficiency. The main objective this work is to demonstrate the feasibility of the implementing vertical axis wind turbines in urban area in Argentina, allowing to reduce the use of the fossil fuel and increase wind generate to fulfill objective. It will be necessary to analyze the product capacity of the countries and its region to know the different models of vertical axis wind turbine and analyze advantage and disadvantage of the installation.
In order to achieve the objective that we mentioned before, the work is organized as follows. First, the readers to be introduced to the country's energy context and its wind energy production capacities. Secondly, the work will address vertical axis wind turbines, the different types and their characteristics. Third, some examples of commercial products will be given. Fourth, the advantages and disadvantages of the design to be implemented will be discussed. The expected contribution of this paper is to explore into the available of incorporating vertical axis wind turbines in urban settings to meet contemporary climate challenges. This paper promotes one of the most sustainable and development conscious energy solution. Energy solution can be applied around the world and replicated around the planet as well. Next, Federico will comment on the part called wind patterns across Argentina, that is about the wind characteristic of the country.
As mentioned in the introduction, the expectations of the increase in the use with energy are high growing. Argentina is the vast territory that has a great diversity of biomass, which can be divided in 5 regions with different wind characteristics. This region, they are described by Tomás Lugano in this thesis on the characteristic of the Argentina with and these are North region, Central Northwestern region, Source of Buenos Aires, Central West region y Patagonia region. The fifth region mentioned is the Northwestern. It is made up of the previous Salta, Jujuy, Santiago del Estero, and Tucumán, where there is advantage with interesting of less than that 10 kilometers per hour. The second region is the Central Northwestern, which include Córdoba, north of the Buenos Aires, La Pampa, Santa Fe, Entre Ríos, Corrientes, Misiones, Chaco, and Formosa. The advantage with interesting in the second region is the bedware 10 kilometers 10 and 14 kilometers per hour. The third region is the source of Buenos Aires, goes advantage annual with interesting range bedware 12 and 18 kilometers per hour. The fourth region is the Central Western, which cover from Neuquén, La Rioja, Catamarca, San Luis, and Mendoza, where it is advanced with interesting is around 14 kilometers per hour. As from the last region, Patagonia cover the entered source part of countries from Rio Negro to Tierra del Fuego, and it has an advantage with interesting of 23 kilometers per hour.
Considering the data just mentioned, it is evident when that wind speeds remain above 10 kilometers per hour or 2.7 meters per second most of the year in the different regions of Argentina. This information verifies the feasibility of implementing vertical axis wind turbines, which will be explored throughout the work. The next session is vertical axis wind turbines. The wind turbines are a modern version of a windmill. The turbines would use the power of the wind to generate electricity. The wind turbines are made up of blades which attach through an axis to a reduction box. When the wind hits the blades, it generates, it causes the rotation of the axis, which through the reduction box converts the wind into electrical energy.
To carry out the transformation of mechanical energy into electrical energy through the rotation of the axis, there are two types of the wind turbines based on the relative orientation. The first types is called horizontal axis wind turbines. In the turbines, the rotation axis is parallel to the ground, and the characteristic by the blades rotating in direction perpendicularly of the wind speed. The vertical axis wind turbines represent the second types. In this case, the axis of rotating is the perpendicularly to the ground. Vertical axis wind turbines have a distinctive features that do not show system. This means that they do not require complicate mechanisms to point in the specific direction of prevent blades dress when the rotor change direction. The vertical axis wind turbines can be installed close to ground, making the easy to the access for mechanic. Unlike horizontal axis wind turbines, include the compensation system are located on the towers and support heavy loads. Vertical axis wind turbine have the compensation system, particularly at the ground level. However, with speed are low compared to that goal be obtained if they were located at high altitude. Although the efficiency of the vertical axis wind turbine is lower compared the horizontal axis wind turbine, they are easy to place in the urban area due to their lower noise level and their less dense rotation speed. There are two basic designs of vertical rotor from which several variables areas. They are the Darius and the Savonius turbines. Next is going to explain them.
Darius turbines. These turbines use the force of elevation of the air by lift, and they have great efficiency since the rotor rotates faster than the velocity of the wind. However, due to the particular shape of the blade, which are curved, they create a vibration in the shaft that in the shaft, and therefore a greater wear on their bearings. In general, these turbines need an external power source to be able to start rotating, since the particular shape prevents them from starting with low wind speeds. However, once set in motion, they can continue rotating until they obtain a speed faster than that of the wind. Due to the imbalance generated by the particular shape of the reduced turbines, H-rotor turbines were created with the same operating principle. These turbines have straight blades, and they are not as efficient as the aforementioned. The next type is the Savonius turbines. There are drag turbines which use the aerodynamic resistance in order to take advantage of the wind's energy. When the winds hit the blades, it generates enough friction to be able to move them. As the wind pushes the blade, the rotation speed of the Savonius turbines is lower than the speed of the wind. Next, Federico will comment on the part called commercial products, which deals with some commercial examples of vertical axis wind turbines.
Currently, the growing need to implement it energy has led the market to start producing vertical axis wind turbines more and more frequently. To explain the types of vertical axis wind turbines seen previously, and other the more commercial ones, different product available in the market will be described below. Flowers turbines manufacture medium tulipan with turbines. They have two blades which are 2 meters high and 1 diameters. The turbines are around the meters till they start operating with width of 2 and 2/4 meters per second, and their maximum wind speed is up to 14 meters per second. Although the operating speed is not specific, the turbines generate a power of the 300 to 500 watts. Semi 023 with turbine produced by cold wind. The dimensions are not specific by the manufacturer. It has a starting speed of the 2 meters per second, and an operating speed of 11 meters per second, with a maximum speed of 14.5 meters per second. This turbine factor 4 blades and can generate a power output ranging from 3.7 kilowatts and 4.2 kilowatts. Make green energy present the holo with generator with a dimension of the 195 by 113 by 113 centimeters. Although it has an initial speed of 1 meters per second, there is not previous information about Eolo's operating speed, initial speed of the maximum speed. These turbines is available in power output option of the 1, 2, and 3 kilowatts, and it is it can have bedware there and 12 blades.
The wind generator domus, also manufactured by Makemu Green Energy, has dimensions of 115 by 130 by 65 centimeters. Similar to Eolo, it lacks specifications for operating at maximum speed. This model offers power outputs of 1 kilowatt, 750 watt, and 500 watt. And it is available with 3 or 6 blades. Another offering of Makemu Green Energy is the wind generator Smart Wind. The wind generator Smart Wind with dimensions of 130 by 80 by 85 centimeters. It has of a starting speed of 0.9 meter per second, and like the others, it lacks specifications for operating at maximum speed. It generates power ranging from 300 watt to 500 watt, and it is available with 3 or 6 blades. Lastly, Enel produces the wind generator Nini Lady. It stands at 1.42 meters tall. It has a starting speed of 1.31 meter per second, and its operation speed is not specified. Its maximum speed is 12 meters per second, and it generates between 600 and 650 watts of power with 2 blades. Next, Federico will comment about the advantages and disadvantages of the vertical axis wind turbines.
Vertical axis wind turbines represent an interesting alternative to the more common horizontal axis wind turbines. in with energy generation indicate that vertical axis wind turbines have a series of advantage and disadvantage. In relation of the vertical axis wind turbines, advantage, and these are independence of chain mechanisms, easy of mechanisms, very low starting speed, ability to be placed anywhere in a building, sustainable for presence of irregular territory, particularly in areas such as plateaus and hilltops. As for their disadvantage are concrete, they are lower efficiency compared the horizontal axis wind turbines, installating proximity to the ground, learning to reduce operating with speed.
It can be concluded that the vertical axis wind turbines are less energy efficient than horizontal axis wind turbines. However, the vertical axis wind turbines is of installation and the few wind requirements that they have for the generation of wind energy make them a highly competitive product and of big importance for the development of the wind energy locally and globally. In conclusion, vertical axis wind turbines are positioning as one of the most promising alternatives from energy and development point of view for implementation in urban areas of Argentina. Their minimum requirements make them a viable option for any region of the country, thus presenting a tangible response to the challenge posed by a United Nations Sustainable Development Goal.
The growing popularity of vertical axis wind turbines and their attractive design suggests that in the coming years we are likely to see them more frequently in the global market and integrate into future construction. These trends will not only contribute to great clear energy generation, but it will also require Argentina communities, Argentina commitment to the transition towards more sustainable energy source and it is independence from fossil fuels.
Teacher and people, thank you for your time and your attention.